through now. Welcome. Hope you're all well. A huge win, a massive win for Tottenham today. I'm going to go to you first, Kate. Look, we could probably talk about the first half if we want, but I think we should be focusing on the second, the comeback, the goals, the quality. Break it down for us, please, Kate.
Do you know what? It's just been the most phenomenal week. After that Crystal Palace defeat, I was feeling really dejected by Spurs and felt like things maybe weren't going in the direction we thought. And then we pulled it out of the bag against City. And then today I thought the second half we was phenomenal. And when he took Sonny off, literally my WhatsApp groups exploded with everyone saying he doesn't know what he's doing. Postecoglou's back it again. And I was like, well, look, maybe he's just protecting him. We've got a lot of games coming up. He's only just come back from injury, etc. And then it proved to be, the perfect sub. I thought Ange proved again that he's more than capable of managing a game. He's been criticised a lot for not changing how he plays. I thought we made Aston Villa, who I have been lumping praise on all season. I mean, I had this down as a draw. Jimbo had it down as a 4-1 win, and I thought he was off his head. But I thought we made them look bang average today. And I'm blown away by this week. Ange, for me, has silenced a lot of people. I don't know what the negative Nancy's are going to use against him now, because as far as I'm concerned, he should be shutting a lot of people up.
It certainly has. As you say, the week has been excellent. I can understand. I mean, the commentators were saying it, why is Son coming off? But I think that, again, if he keeps him on and then he has a recurrence of the injury, everybody goes mental at him as well. And I think sometimes you're damned if you do and damned if you don't as a manager. But he certainly got his decisions right. We saw that with the result when it came in. Young Daniel, a really impressive day. I want to ask you, I know you're going to break the game down for us, but first start off with Solanke for me, because he's been a little bit hit and miss, some goals, some performances, but it's been a bit up and down. It feels like today he really arrived as a Tottenham Hotspur player.
Yeah, and I was somebody that was a bit skeptical of him when he signed. I wanted Ivan Toney instead of him, but to be honest, this guy has been incredible. Not only his goal scoring, which is usually what you want from a striker, he is also providing his ability to hold up the ball. Is one of the biggest reasons why we've been winning games this season. And last season, we weren't getting that. We had Son at striker. Sometimes we would put him on the wing. Sometimes we had Richarlison at striker. And we just couldn't hold that ball in that area that well. Solanke has been bringing us that all season. I'm really happy with him. I think although the price might have been too much, I think this day and age, you need to pay that much for a player of the quality of Solanke. And he's been performing well. I can't ask for nothing more. He's been scoring goals. Today he scored 2. And he keeps pulling out the anime celebrations that I'm not going to complain about either. So it is what it is. Solanke, my number 9.
Yeah, he was great. And in terms of sort of overarching feelings right now at Tottenham, there's been times this season where Ange's job has been called out by a number of Spurs fans. You're now only 1 point behind Chelsea, who are being lauded, a couple of points behind Arsenal that most people think are still just hanging on to a title race, a point or so behind this Villa team who are being praised left, right, and centre. What does that say about Tottenham's squad manager start to the season overall?
I think it has more to say about our fan base, to be honest, that we haven't seen how well we've been playing under this manager, that we go under a couple losses and everybody goes, Ange out, Ange out. I think us as a fan base, we need to wake up to the fact that we can't just keep switching managers. We're going to go through phases of play where we're going to be like, okay, this is not working. Ange is going to realize that. Ange is going to fix that. When it comes to the corners, I think he's addressed it a little bit. It could still be addressed more. We saw it today. But I think he's learning from his mistakes. And I think every fan needs to be behind this manager. The improvement he's done since the last manager we had to now, it's obvious. It's obvious. You can see the way we're playing. If you don't enjoy watching Ange football, you should go look for another sport, because the way this guy plays, you get glued to your screen. Yeah. I wasn't watching Tottenham like this before he signed. So you have to be Ange in, or I'm gonna be honest. If you're not Ange in, I don't know if your interest is for the better of the club, because there's no way you think another manager can come in and the club will be in a better position than they are right now. So I think back Ange, and it will work out at the end. And I think we will win trophies with Ange in charge.
He hasn't worn his Arsenal kit yet. That will happen, though. I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of things are going to be revealed soon on the football terrace. But I've been very busy getting like this place set up and other things. I haven't thought about that. But we will get a kit to him, and he will be wearing that kit as a bet. Jacob, talk to me. Tottenham today, another fantastic win for your team. Who stood out and impressed you the most today?
Well, I mean, it's hard to look past Dominic Solanke with the brace, first brace, but I mean, honestly, the person who stood out to me, Terry, the most, Ange Postecoglou. Every match, every time we win, every time we lose, every time we draw, he's my man of the match. I don't care what the haters say. You better talk to me nicely when you talk to me about my manager, because as far as this defense that I heard was suicidal, kamikaze, jump off of a bridge, stand in front of a train defense, we've conceded just as many as scary, scintillating, sexy, sensual Arsenal. And we've also scored 5 more than them. So I think we're doing all right. I think Ange is doing all right. You know, it's interesting, the discourse going around halftime. It's actually really funny because they said a class manager versus a bozo who doesn't know what he's doing. And it's like, okay, well, let's see what the second half has in store. And I wonder if those same people are still in those same chats saying those same things. We'll find out. But hey, they'll probably go into hiding for another week because Tottenham won. And when we lose again, then they'll come back out full force with their pitchforks, etc. I'm used to it by now. But Tottenham players, absolutely fantastic. Son, oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, what's so funny about that is we all enjoy a little bit of banter, right? I just always wait. So I felt like tweeting at halftime, going, "Oh, Spurs, da-da-da-da-da." But I held back because those kind of tweets, bozo versus a class manager, it's just how that looks now. I always feel wait until the end of the game. Now, I messed it up for Brighton a week ago when they were 2-0 up with a minute to go. And I'm like, wow, this team, for the money they make, look how amazing they are. I think they were sitting in the top 4 when that result was going. And then I tweeted how amazing they were, and they conceded 2 goals in the subsequent 30 seconds. And I felt bad about that. I really did. I felt like I caused that. I created the butterfly effect. So, yeah, I think sometimes people just sit on your hands. You ain't always got to speak. Wait till after the fact, maybe. But that's just me. Sorry, you were going to say about your players, Jacob.
It happens in reverse to me as well. You know, at halftime when we're doing well, like we were 2-0 versus Palace, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like, hey, let's do that again in the second half. And we did the opposite. So I think it goes both ways in fairness. But as far as the players are concerned, when he subbed out Son after we just equalized, I was very much like, buddy, my guy, I defend you everywhere I go, but I don't know how I defend this. Son looks great. And Son looked as bewildered as I did. And, this just goes to prove sometimes you just got to let the chef cook. And me as the customer, the consumer, I just got to sit down at my table politely, use my managers, pinky out, and enjoy the meal. And that's what today is.
Before Deji, before you come in, I'm just going to present just an argument that I was watching the game in the last 30 minutes of the game, 1-1. And then Romero goes out. The captain goes out. Maybe I don't like Romero, but he's your captain. And I'm watching.
You don't. You were texting me immediately. I saw you, Mo.
Of course. And I'm watching. That's the real thing. And I'm watching Dragusin and Ben Davies back line. And I saw Ange adapt a little bit, but they still defended very well. Mm-hmm. I'm just asking a question here. If other managers lose their first 2 starting center backs, would they be coming back to win 4-1? Against a team like Aston Villa? Just ask yourself this question, and you'll know where this is going, right?
I know where
I was
it's
watching
going.
the game, and I'm like, Dragusin, Ben Davies, what is going on here? Spurs are going to lose this game now. They're destined to lose the game.
We look even more comfortable.
But then you didn't look more comfortable. He adapted. He kind of dropped a little bit. He defended a little bit deeper. Didn't give spaces to the opposition. We saw what happened. And then going on attack, he used transition. I'm talking about having 2 of your center backs. No one will take Ben Davies and Dragusin as their team, even as backups. If the top 10 team, I think for you to win 4.
I think Dragusin.
Yeah, a lot of people question this. But that's my point. When I was watching the game, that's the only thought, guys, that I was thinking. Ben Davies and Dragusin 4-1. All right.
Hey, Ben Davies stood up in a tackle, and that led to one of them goals. I think it was the second or third. I can't remember, but
the third one.
I think that's what makes it weird. I didn't even think about that from that point of view, but the fact that Van de Ven was out, Romero goes off. You've got 2. I think Dragusin's a decent centre back. Davis, every Spurs fan I've ever heard talk in the last 3 years, wants Davis gone. To do it with those players, when you look at City, I know that Hamza and City fans are pushing this notion they had 11 players out. We counted it. They had 3 first-team players out for the game yesterday, and they got outclassed from start to finish by a Bournemouth side. To come back the way Spurs did against a team with the quality of Aston Villa was sensational.